All right. Yeah.
I would like to introduce myself. My name is Bob Holman, and we're here in my apartment in New York City overlooking the Bowery. The Bowery is the site of populist entertainment in New York City from the first days that it changed from Peter Stuyvesant's cow path to his farm. The word Bowery comes from the Dutch Bowery, meaning farm. And now the Bowery Poetry Club is right below us. And there the populist arts continue in the form of spoken word poetry. Well, when I found out that there were such a thing as poems, I was very, very excited. I guess Dr. Seuss was even just barely coming on in my youth. But poetry excited me because it was different from everything else. And the way that I loved language was that it was just so different from anything else in the world. It was another world, language. So when I saw that there were these things that didn't formally have to go to the end of the page, which would make sense. It was something that made sense, but didn't make sense. So I was very turned on by this idea that was language for language. It was many years later that I found out that other parts of poetry had also entered my consciousness, but I didn't know at the time that they were poems. I'm talking about schoolyard rhymes, and how I now say that my first poem was: ladies and gentlemen, hobos and tramps, cross-eyed mosquitoes and bow-legged ants, I stand before you to sit behind you to tell you something I know nothing about. Next Good Friday, on Thursday, there will be a ladies' meeting for gentlemen only. Free admission, pay at the door, pull up a chair, sit on the floor. I'll be standing by a round table with four corners. On my left-hand side will be a book entitled How Christopher Cucumber Sailed Up the Mississippi River. And on my right-hand side will be the Declaration of Indigestion, and I'll be waving a star-spangled banana. So that is a poem I learned when I think I was in the first or second grade. And I'm sure, I don't remember who gave it to me, but I'm sure I said, do it again, until I had it memorized. And I don't know who gave it to me, and I haven't found it in any books. There are variants of it in books, but these are oral poems that are handed down only orally, and nobody knows who wrote it. So I just say I wrote it, because I wrote it down. Bob Holman Kicks the History of Slam, and it's all written down here, and I'd have to go back. The first poetry slam was, it looks like, 1223 BC in Athens, Marsyas versus Apollo. The man picks up flute, plays, but does not know Athena invented it, an oboe. Apollo's lyre twangs back fervor, Marsi spits a reed word curver. Boss god antics pick and droll, shakes of Olympus, dance crowd's soul. So then we flash forward to Tokyo, 905 AD, where the emperor has a poetry slam going between the red and blue teams. And then it does say right in here, the Get Me High in 1986, this says. Is that what he's... 80, Okay. Okay. July 20th, 1986. That's what I have for moving to the Green Mill in here. And then 1988. Okay. It's all the dates are here. It's all in here. Thank goodness for writing. You know, writing is an aid to memory. So it goes. This is a great moment for consciousness. And of course, language defines consciousness. How else are we going to define anything without words? Well, you know, back in the day when Homer didn't write the Iliad and the Odyssey, some guy like me on the playground was saying, would you mind repeating that so I can write it down, so I can learn it? Right now we have a great opportunity to, like Bali is sitting there behind the camera, to say, Bali's not sitting there behind the camera. He's writing the poem with me, you know, and the way he's zooming in and out on my gorgeous mouth is part of what the poem is about right now, because it's part of how it's being delivered to you. So take the tools that science invents and work with those who can use those tools, or learn yourself how to use those tools, and, you know, invent a new word for write, so that you can write the poem with a camera. Is rife with contradictions. It, on the one hand, does allow us finally to document these traditions, these poems of orality, at the same time that it creates the internet where everybody wants to join in the global dialogue, which is pretty much held in English or Mandarin, and is causing the death of the languages that we finally can document through the murdering camera. Yeah, so that's to me a perfectly poetry moment. Perfectly poetry moment.
If you see something, say something. Banana.